In this episode, you're going to learn who President Newsome is and how he plans to heal this nation's financial crisis. Stay tuned. J Money. We were just at a G-Force meetup here in Nashville, and we had an amazing speaker named Stacey Andres who introduced me to a crazy website, usdebtclock.org.
Oh, shoot.
Talk about stress you out.
Terrifying.
I mean, we're supposed to be the most abundant nation in the world.
Well.
And we're trying to act like it. We're trying to be a global leader. And then you read that website and you see, I don't know if you want to call it just how in trouble we are or how poorly managed our money is, etc.
Yeah.
I want you to share what you would do about it and what's your plan on getting there.
Well, that's a loaded question.
Oh, yes. But I'm expecting a loaded answer.
Well, I'll say this. I would, after this episode ends, I will actually check out, see if there's other countries that also have that debt clock. Because I don't know if there is. Is it just America? I'd be interested to see. Also, are the numbers totally 100% accurate or not?
Yeah.
And who's inputting them? That's also
Thank you for doing another level of research before you just accuse.
Yeah, of course.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but let me stop there and say, yes, America is being run very poorly.
It's probably in trouble.
You mentioned poorly managed money. So we could all agree, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you are aware that the U.S. debt is somewhere north of 35 trillion, which is probably the amount of grains of sand on a beach.
Jeez.
Okay, like it is a large number.
Yeah.
35, that's 35,000 billions. It's unbelievable. Now for me, let me go back a little ways. At the age of 6, I thought that every single person who was ever asked, what do you want to do in life when you grow up? I thought they would say president. Like, why would they not? Because even since the age of 5, 6, or 7, I really never could imagine anything more glorious or more prestigious or a better place of leadership and servitude than that particular role. And I thought every other human being alive thought the same thing. Now, what's also interesting is, as you know, I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, and Jehovah's Witnesses, their main cornerstone of their religion is something in Romans, be no part of this world. So they take that literally, where they're like, deuces, we don't do anything. We'll pay taxes, and that's it. So they don't vote, and they have no political affiliations whatsoever.
Wow.
You can't even run for high school president. Like, you can't do can't do anything.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't be a governor, a
how
counselor,
long
or senator.
Were you, what age did you leave that again?
24.
24. That's
24. But that's when I was physically out. So there's an acronym called PMO, physically in, mentally out, or you have physically out, mentally in. I was in that for a little bit. So 24 to 26, because I was born in. So I didn't really have the mental fortitude to be aware of what I was being taught until probably the age of like 26. So I never really pushed back on it. Whatever I was taught, like that just was in my brain because it was there for
that's what's normal. That's your life.
25 years, right?
Yeah.
So I had to really kind of play with that. So that was like 26 to 28-ish was just learning. And so when we're talking about 26 to 28, that's not that long ago. Right? 7, 8, 9 years. Like that's relatively recent in the grand scheme of things. So to come full force around the age of 30 to 31, I'm starting to become very much aware and aligned with who I am, what I am, where I'm going, why I'm going there. And my wife made me take this course called The Limitless Creator, which is really just about your dreams. And if you go deep enough, why are you actually created to be on this earth? What's the goal? What's the reason? What's the rationale?
Good class.
It's a very, very good
My first question to Jerremy Look.
Yes.
Why are you here?
And
what you doing, bro?
What are you doing on this earth?
What you doing? Hey, Sade.
And I wrote down this dream, and it was a liberating feeling because it was up until that time, I'd just been shoving it down. I was like, this could never happen. This is impossible. There's no way, especially not for me. even though I don't really know why else I'm here. All the talents that I have, all the skills for leadership, impact, communication, speaking, being on stage, taking hate, being okay with it, letting it roll off my back,
Yes,
organizing.
It's so easy.
There's a lot of very interesting components that
Yeah.
really structured me into saying, I feel like the reason I've been born, the reason I was created was to be the president of the United States of America.
Yeah, we've got another 100 years to do it as well if you wanted to.
Right.
We got quite a runway.
So much
with our
runway.
current
Right.
suitors.
Current president is 412 years old, so I have so much time on my hands. But I turned 35 last year, and that's when the first time you're eligible to run. JFK was the youngest president at 42, followed by Roosevelt at 43.
Wow.
And anyway, for me, this process is beginning. And the debt piece is absolutely a proponent because I feel like the entire U.S. is in debt, not because of the citizens, but because of government spending.
Yeah.
They're just simply doing it wrong. And there's a lot of presidents that came in stating they want to try to do something about it, but it really hasn't. And so there needs to be a very, very unique piece and a cornerstone that is focused on reducing our debt and spending more wisely. Maybe not just throwing hundreds of billions of dollars to other countries in aid for whatever particular reason, because we want control over them, right? There needs to be more accountability. I mean, going back to the previous episode, we were talking about RAISE, right? A, being accountable. I don't think the U.S. government is accountable at all. I don't think there's anyone there. I don't think there's any agencies. I don't think there's any reporting. I don't think there's any mechanisms. I don't think the president says, hey, everyone, here's how much money we made as a country last month. Here's how we're doing. Here's the debt. Here's the income. Here's the checks. Here's the balances. No one's doing that. And we all know it's definitely not being taught in school at all. So a huge focus for me, which will be running for president in 2032, is to start raising the awareness of how the education system not only gets changed, massively updated, ratified 100%, but also making the school a very safe place. I feel like right now in the United States, the schools, they're just not safe for our children. And a lot of people feel pretty terrified and frightened to send their kids to a public school. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's
you
a
shouldn't
huge
be afraid
problem.
to send your kid to go to school.
No. So there's a lot there with teachers and how we help them and how we put them on a pedestal and how we get better teachers and how we qualify them even more and changing the whole school system. I can go on for hours and days and years. And that's really my approach, is to really just start putting this information out there and learning from people who have not only done amazing, incredible works, but also don't want to be in that level of leadership.
Yeah.
I have asked our guy to his face, our boy T-Bone Robbins. I was like,
T-Bone Robbins.
Tony, I was like, come on, man, you've got to run for president. I mean, he would win in a landslide.
What did he say?
He said, no, I would never do that. That's not part of my mission. It's not part of my calling.
See,
it's not part of my gift.
He knows what to say no to.
He knows what to say no to. And he also said, I would not make as much impact there as I can make what I'm doing right now.
Wow.
America is too big of a ship with too small of a rudder.
Ooh,
And so
that was his answer.
That was his answer. So I pounded him and said, thanks for letting me know. But again, I thought every red-blooded alpha male,
That is so
that was
funny.
their only thing that they would ever want to do.
That's hilarious.
And so that's always been my mindset since a kid. I'm like, who wouldn't want to do this?
Can you explain the too small of a rudder? I'm just curious on what he meant by that.
What he meant by that was the Titanic. So the Titanic was known to crash and sink. It was the unsinkable ship, right? America, the greatest country in the world, the one that's never going to go away. It's going to reign forever. Well, the Titanic hit that iceberg and sank because the rudder was too small. So if you have too small of a rudder, you're going to make a shift. It's not going to move the way you want it to move with any type of speed or what's the term I'm looking for? Like dexterity. You're not going to be able to really move nicely. And the U.S. government, I think everyone would agree, they're very slow. A very slow organization. There's a lot of checks and balances. And I realize, and trust me, I know that the president can only do so much. But again, that's not why I'm trying to do it. I'm not doing it for this is about me. Financially, it makes no sense.
Right.
You know that the president gets paid like what, $250,000 a year, right? From a money standpoint, But then the fact that I'm gonna have half the nation, maybe hopefully less, fingers crossed, hating me for my entire natural born life afterwards and probably before.
Okay.
And all the pressure that's going to come with my family, all the attacks that are going to come with my wife and kids. Like, this is a big decision. And it's a decision that I haven't taken lightly, but I don't know what else I'm supposed to do while I'm here. And I see it as a place to actually make change and to be on a pedestal that I can truly create wisdom from a cabinet of people who will be hand selected, that will be the greatest leaders, the most impactful, giving, loving, incredible human beings that can help support me in changing this nation, because we need a massive change. We need a leader, and we need someone who's going to step up, who's articulate, who's not corrupt, and who cannot be bought. And
I love all that.
I want that to be me.
President Newsome.
Yeah.
When are you running?
Well, I'm going to start throwing my hat in the ring in probably 4 or 5 years. So 39, 40, just so that people know who I am. I'm going to start going on tours, speaking tours. I'm going to pull the Vivek. He was a great candidate. He did amazing in this particular race. He was just a podcast monster.
Yeah.
He did really, really fantastic. I'd love to meet him one day and just kind of pick his brain, and I will. But so I'll start throwing my hat in. One of the things that we're doing this year is we're also moving to California.
Yeah.
Fun fact. So
a fact I am not very for.
No,
I try to support y'all, but I am not pro you leaving us.
But at least you tell us. Thank
Yeah.
you. You're like, I don't want you to go. I love you. I know you need to, but I don't want you to go.
No,
like, thanks.
I'll at least tell you. I always tell you.
You're always being honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Now, earlier in the podcast, we made fun of people moving to California.
Place people are leaving.
Right. Some people are.
So why are you going?
There's a few reasons. Let's break down the five main reasons I'm moving to California.
I want to hear it.
All
I
right.
want you to sell me on this idea, because I
It's
am
gonna be
not
tough.
sold.
It's going to be tough.
I'm sold on your presidency.
Thanks.
And
Step one.
I'd really just quickly, to wrap that up, want to thank you, because the right person is going to see it as a way to serve humanity and as a way to help and a way to bless, not just being famous or, powerful. And so I pray you stay with the same mission. I pray you continue to serve. I pray that you keep the heart that you have right now, which is to enrich people's lives. And if we can do it the right way, I think the world can be blessed, instead of watching some great organization, great nation fall. Everybody's waiting.
Yeah.
Everybody's sitting in the shadows waiting for that.
Everyone.
But we would love to see a nation continue to be abundant in order to help with the needs of the world. And so I would love you to preserve that.
Yeah.
I'd love to help any way I can. And I wanted to thank you for that. And now I want you to try to sell me on why you're moving to California, because I'm not sold.
You're not sold. It's
I'm
going to be
not-
hard to sell
I'm
you.
not sold.
Because the number one reason is not, it's a personal reason. My wife has always wanted to live in California.
Oh, she's blaming you, though.
Well, hold on.
Let
That's
the
reason.
record show.
This is reason number 4.
Okay, she's saying you.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Ah,
She definitely wants to live in California. I'm willing to live anywhere. So let's go ahead and just hop to number 4. So number 4 is I lived in Georgia for 12 years. I lived in Florida for 12 years. I lived in Tennessee for 12 years. I turned 36 this year. It's the year 2024. A lot of synchronicity there. A lot of fun things. Thus the 12, 12, 12.
nice.
Right. So there's a lot of like fun little number plays with that for me, but I do need to leave because I've been here for 12 years.
All right.
So I could go anywhere. I could go to Virginia. I could go to Connecticut, Denver, Colorado would be awesome. Utah, Arizona, Texas, Wisconsin, literally anywhere other than California. Except my wife, her number one dream, the only place I've taken her everywhere in the world, to try my best to find another place other than California.
Okay.
And she's always want to live there.
All right. That's a good call
So
then.
that's number 1. Number 2, you pay for the weather, you pay for access, and you pay for people. Everyone's number one complaint about California is it's too expensive. And there's too much taxes.
Mm-hmm.
The most wealth in this country resides in California. And one of my dreams is always take the top 1% and turn it to the top 2%, because I know that there are kind-hearted, good people who live in California. They're there. And they need to be shown a way to give. They need to be shown a way to prosper. They need to be shown a way to invest at a high level of impact, of philanthropy, of uniqueness, of something that's maybe different than their current lifestyle. And I feel like that me and my wife could do that. And that's one of our definite sub goals for sure. I would say number 3, reason moving California, even though there was 3 things mentioned in that one, is West Coast is really cool for trading. I am a professional trader after all, and it's really fun to have the market open at 6:30. That way I can do all my things from 6 to 8, 8:30, be done for a while, take kids to school, hang out with my kids, read them stories, do all the things without missing a bunch. Because right now, Nashville time, 8:30 market open, 8:30 to 10, I'm missing Gabe's going to school. I'm missing all kinds of things. So it's a really prime time to be a parent, and
Okay.
I can't. And then number 5, California, and for everyone who's listening, your state is broken. And Governor Newsome, you're doing a terrible job, and I will make sure that this state becomes better. California is broken. It's in shambles. Everyone knows it. It's the most diverse, powerful, richest potential state in America. And it's the one that everyone's either afraid of, scared of, doesn't like, doesn't agree with, doesn't like their politics, doesn't like what they believe. And they're financially broken. They're the only state to have so many states, counties, and portions file bankruptcy. So they're misappropriating their funds. They're doing it incorrectly. And I think California is the biggest hole in the state, and I want to fix it. Because I can't fix the country if I can't fix California. So
Good
that's
to
reason
practice
number
tough
5.
places. All right. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But your friends here in Tennessee will very much miss you.
Yeah. We're going to miss Nashville. I mean, I love Nashville so much. That's the reason real estate's blowing up here, right, Britt? Everyone's moving here. How could you not love Nashville?
Yeah.
The perfect green, the summers, the spring. It's the Parthenon, the parks. Percy Warner Park is my favorite park on earth. It's free. It's wonderful. It's amazing. It's so nice. Everyone's kind there. The dogs, the stairs. I love it. But I'll have to find that equal love in California for a little bit. It snows in California. I didn't know that, by the way.
Oh.
I had no clue they have big, giant, huge mountains near LA.
Yeah.
So there's tons of opportunities
There's so
over
much
there.
to do. There's so much to do.
There's going to be so much to do, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to meet a lot of great people there, and I'm going to expand and learn a lot more about politics. And I'm going to get really connected with a lot of the people there. And like you said, I'm going to show people my heart. I'm going to show them what you and I have preached about and prayed about for our entire relationship is actually make a change.
Yeah.
And imagine having your best friend be the president and the changes that you could make.
Hey, at least text you ideas. I'll text you ideas. Don't
Worst
change
case.
your number.
I want.
Don't change your number.
Well, you'll at least have it.
We talked a lot about the need for really financial healing in these different places.
Right.
And I'd say financial healing on the nation, starting with one of the most difficult states that has some reckless spending happening.
Yeah.
So
good word.
with that, I want to talk in the next episode about the future of money.
Okay.
We'll see you there.
My favorite word, I mean, like top 5 of all time, is abundance. And if you ever want to hang out with Brittany and myself and hear and be a part of my keynote presentation for the year, the thing I spend the most amount of time, energy, and effort on, and the event that will shift your entire being the fastest, the quickest, and the most, it's at the Abundance Summit at the Ariel BVI. We want you there. We need you there. Hop over to broketowoke.com to check out when the next Elevate Abundance Summit is going to be. Can't wait to have you there in person.